Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another week of the SC Evolution League number 4, your bi-weekly dose of SC Evo StarCraft. I'm, of course, VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, the people in the chat, and by my lovely plushies as well. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. It's been a couple of days. Since our last cast here on the CranKy Ducklings. We were live, of course, on Thursday with the podcast, but alas, we did have Friday off. We were streaming Final Fantasy instead, and now we are here with something a little bit different, something a little bit special. This is not StarCraft 2, this is SC Evo, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Gwangali Beach, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. It is ReBellioN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Brood War Protoss, I should emphasize. It is Gunner. And if you are in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Best of luck in the chat. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. We are here in the round of 16. Exclamation mark B in the chat. If you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves, the bracket is stacked, and we will delve into the bracket. We have a debuting player, actually. We have a player debuting for the first time. There's a lot to go into, but for now, we are going to be focusing on this PvP. And coming into this, ReBellioN is going to be one of the favorite players here. There is like kind of like a group of Korean players that have been devoting a lot of time to this game. This game mode, SC Evolution. Specifically, I'm referring to players like 3Point, players like Lunacy, ReBellioN, Honmono, Quanta, Genio potentially as well. A lot of these Korean players have been devoting a lot of time. They've been improving a lot. They've been playing a lot, and it has shown in the results in these tournaments. They've been able to take down some bigger names that they otherwise would not in SC2. Now, very quickly, if you're curious, what exactly is SC Evolution? As we're going for a gas, let's go. As we're going for a gas deal, StarCraft Evolution is a bit of a cross mod of SC2 and Brood War. We do have the Brood War races kind of adapted into SC2. They have been kind of remade and reformed. They are not the exact replicates of Brood War. Of the Brood War variants. They are their own variation instead. They have their own adjustments. They've been balanced as well. Their spells as well as their abilities have been adjusted to be more balanced against SC2 races. So the game over time is being patched, it's being balanced, is being hotfixed, and is being worked on. Meanwhile, it is going to be the initial opener, 2-gate opener here out of Gunner. Likewise, ReBellioN going for a 2-gate opener as well. I say that ReBellioN going for a Robo before expand, so a very delayed expansion. But before I get ahead of myself, welcome as well to Korea in more ways than one. This map is actually a reference to an OGN finals that took place at the beach in Korea. So that's why you have all these, big stands, all these signs. You have the beach, you have the crowd, you have everything set up here like it was back in the day, many years ago, back in, I want to say, Heart of the Swarm, maybe late Wings of Liberty, but it's been many years since that event. Meanwhile, we have our initial units moving out. Again, Gunner did expand behind this. Shield batteries on the way. Double Dragoon forcing back these Stalkers. And ReBellioN has still not expanded. ReBellioN, yeah, his natural base is very late, and I would say he's most likely going for a 1-base all-in. Meanwhile, Gunner across the map setting up a proxy. Interesting choice. A pylon has been placed. We'll see if he does make use of it to proxy tech or go for a hidden expansion. Bearing in mind, Warp Gate does not exist when it comes to Brood War races, so we can't reinforce across the map. This is not a reinforcing pylon. It has to be for something else. Meanwhile, shield battery is done. Dragoons are amassing. Meanwhile, ReBellioN, yep, 1-base all-in. Gateway has been thrown down. It's going to be a 1-base all-in here from ReBellioN. It's going to be 3 gates initially. 3 gates initially alongside Archon production. Okay, Gunner responding with Archons. With a proxy Templar Archives. Interesting. I'm curious as to the purpose of this and what we're going to be headed towards. I'm a little bit concerned here for Gunner, as Gunner is investing in tech, and that means that is less investment into army, into production, into surviving against what's coming up against him. And here we go. ReBellioN is all in. Moves out across the map. Does catch a Dragoon. The move command. No! Oh, 1 Dragoon goes down, 2nd Dragoon goes down as well, and we're going to get all 3. Yeah, all 3 Dragoons get caught out. Not like this. Gunner, get out of here. Alas, there is no recall. He's going to lose every single unit. Not ideal. And across the map, Gunner, he is hurting. He barely has anything to work with. Looks like we are rushing into it. Oh, DT production. Now it makes sense. Gunner was rushing into DTs. The problem here, though, is that this all-in out of ReBellioN had a robo. Observers on the way. There is going to be detection available with this, so DTs will not be the end-all be-all for Gunner. Aye. There was potential, though. I appreciate it. There was potential here with the Dark Shrine, or I say Dark Shrine, with the DTs. As the Dark Shrine is not necessary here for Gunner. DTs have arrived. No detection yet. True. Shield Battery putting in some work, but alas, we have an overwhelming army, and there's just not enough to defend. ReBellioN, he's snowballing out of control. He force fields the DTs out of the army. He's locked out. He can't get in. Yeah, DT cannot get in. 10 workers go down. The entire natural is going to be forfeit, and the Observer should be making its way across the map as we speak. ReBellioN backing up, but going for the workers, taking his time, waiting for that reinforcing observer. Meanwhile, DT's walling in across the map and is going to get damage done. There is no cannon, but there is a second observer. Yeah, there's 2 observers back at home. DT walls in. There's plenty to defend. DT is going to go down. And Dark Templar falls. And now ReBellioN can focus on his assault. And back at home, what is it to defend? We have a couple of DTs, we have a Dragoon. Again, it's just so unfortunate that Gunner, he got caught out in the center of the map. Not like this. And ReBellioN, he has control of the natural, and at any moment, he can start working his way up into the main base. Dark Archon forced to be morphed in to help somewhat with some spells. I believe can feedback, can... Speaking of, yep, not bad. Does feedback. That's all the Archon really can do. But it's curious, the Dark Archon does not actually have any attacks, only spells. And ReBellioN, he does make his way into the main. We have a handful of Dragoons trying to hold on. 4 Dragoons, but we're zoned away from the Shield Battery. Yeah, Shield Battery's not coming into play. GG gets called, and ReBellioN will take game number 1. GG. Let's go. ReBellioN does take the first game, but a shout out to Gunner because honestly, as you heard, it kind of blew over my head. It just didn't cross my mind that okay, if we have a proxy out of the map, usually it would be for some proxy tech, and in Brood War Protoss there is no Dark Shrine. You can morph in DTs with the Templar Archives only. That's the only thing required for that. So yeah, that's something that that didn't quite cross my mind there, and yeah, it looks like we were trying to be cheeky rushing into DTs, and there's potential with that in PvP. But as we saw, unfortunately, ReBellioN did open Robo. He opened Robo, he opened with a 1-base all-in initially, and with that Robo had access to detection, so he was more than ready. GG, well played. ReBellioN takes the first game. Does take the first game. And now we're getting into game 2. Let's go. And we'll see if we can have a back and forth and head into the ace match. So the pressure is going to be on Gunner as we're loading into Polopoid. Let's go. We're going to be loading into a 4-player spawn map. That's another big thing that I love about this mod as well. Like, there's just so much going on and so much more to factor in. It isn't just the fact that, it's a little bit more... it was just like a game or kind of a mod of fresh air, right? Seeing SC2 up against like different races and seeing this different kind of interaction. But on top of that, the guardrails are off. The guardrails are off when it comes to map making, and because of that, we have 4-player spawn maps again, we have 3-player spawn maps again, we have just these wild features, we have island-based maps, which is still my favorite, with Paradox as well, and some other just quirky features in these maps that aren't really vetted for SC2, at least not anymore. They have been phased out over time. And here we go, we have a cross-spawn game as spawning in the top right-hand corner of Polopoid. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing himself, representing clan NWCE. It is ReBellioN. The SC2 Protoss, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the Red Protoss, the Brood War Protoss, I should emphasize. Down in the series, we'll see if we can bounce back. It is Gunner. And this used to be a thing. This is very risky. It's going to be a proxy. It's going to be a 1-base all-in at a Gunner. Now, again, 4-player spawn maps used to be a thing many years ago in SC2, and whenever you would load into them, you could gamble hard. You can just go for a massive gamble. We have a proxy, but Gunner still doesn't know where his opponent is. So he's scouting. He's scouting, he's checking. Gunner is looking for his opponent. Likewise, so is ReBellioN. ReBellioN confirms there is no one here towards bottom right. Likewise, Gunner confirms no one as well. They do spot each other, and that is a bit of a tell that their initial bases should be nearby. Gunner moved out with a second probe, and now is aware. Meanwhile, ReBellioN, he barely does miss again. He has been skirting around the edge. He didn't go across the map, and he has missed a proxy. But he will scout the base, and what's important here, thankfully ReBellioN, he scouts the base second, and he will confirm where's the production, where's the pylon, where's the production, where are the gateways. No, he doesn't go in. No, he doesn't think it's there. He scouts the ramp and he sees no pylon, so he thinks that he's not there. Oh no, he doesn't know. He's going to be checking the main base, and the probe gets scattered, and now ReBellioN is going to be second-guessing himself. Now he will determine where the base is, and he should be able to piece it together. He's like, hold on, something's wrong. Something is not right here. He confirms there is no expansion. Now he knows, okay, it has to be bottom left, and that means there has to be a proxy. And how does he respond? Zealot did pop out. Shield battery's on the way. Gunner is pushing in. Does have the Zealot advantage. Again, is massing more Zealots behind this. It's just pure Zealot. Pure Zealots here out of Gunner. Boys are being pulled. First Zealot's going to be going down. Ooh, massive pickup. Nice surround though. A good surround on the Zealots. Zealots are going to be shut down. They trade decently well. The Stalker has arrived. The Stalker can kite the hell out of these Zealots, but it's just the one Stalker for now. Probes are getting another decent surround. Zealots trying to make their way into the main. Likewise, additional Zealot reinforcements. They shut down the shield battery. Meanwhile, ReBellioN has control of his main base. The next target here for Gunner should be the pylons and depowering the production. Behind this, Cybercore is done. Dragoons are being rallied across the map. Ooh, Gunner is supply blocked. That's a rough supply block here for the Protoss, for the red Protoss player. I mean, he's being helped out a little bit here, bleeding out some Zealots. Does free up some supply. Meanwhile, the pylon is under fire. And it looks like the pylon is going to go down. Oh, never mind. Gunner does retarget. Oh, does he get it? He does. Barely, pylon goes down. That was a shield battery, not another pylon. Gateway is depowered. And here come those Dragoons. And can Gunner keep this going again? He lost a little momentum because of the supply blocks and reinforcements have been delayed. But there's no shield battery, there's no reinforcements, there's only 2 Adepts and 1 Stalker. 2 Dragoons. Can we pull this off? Again, it is going to be close. It's going to come down to the control, going to come down to the micro. Shield battery on the high ground is now repowered, but it is out of range of the overcharge. The Dragoons are slowly pushing their way forward into the main. Oh, 1 Adept falls. Shield battery's out of energy. Oh, he pulls away. Oh, Dragoon goes down, but he will take down the Stalker. Another Stalker about to pop in. Warp Gate is almost done as well. The Dragoons, they do target down the pylon. That's a lot of wasted shots. Yeah, shots are spent. ReBellioN pulling the boys back up. Pylons are on the way. Another shield battery as well. And it looks like ReBellioN, he might be able to barely hold on here. I say that. There's still more Dragoons coming in. They do target down the shield battery. Another Dragoon falls. Yeah, the surround is brutal. The probes actually doing a lot of damage here. Lock down the army. That's 6 probes falling. Another shield battery is done. More Dragoons on the way. And again, ReBellioN with the power of the high ground and 2 shield batteries, he's holding on. He has no mining on the low ground, and Gunner can kill this expansion, but he has no backup behind this. He has no natural base. Another Dragoon goes down. ReBellioN falling back. Robo's done. Immortal's on the way. The Immortal should shut this down. There was potential with this, but we had some supply blocks. We had some otherwise miscontrol at times as well. And it looks like as the game progresses, it's getting better and better for ReBellioN. Yeah, here comes the Immortal. Massive damage. I'm loving the retargeting here of the army as well. And ReBellioN will clean this up. Pushing up a ramp into 4 Dragoons, but I mean, now we're down to 3. 3 Dragoons left. The Immortal still fully topped up. And the Natural's still up and running. Or it's still up. Still alive. And Gunner still trying to reinforce. He's down to 4 Dragoons. I keep wanting to say Stalkers. God damn it. 4 Dragoons left. Additional gateways on the way. It was a shaky hold here on ReBellioN. But again, it's getting better and better for him. Meanwhile, Gunner back at home, he's going to be researching Dragoon range. It's a bold upgrade here in this kind of game state. Likewise, looks like Gunner, he wants to expand as well, but a very late expansion for Gunner. It looks like he's going to try to macro out of this, assuming he expands. Oh, never mind. Did make an extra wave of Dragoons instead. Is moving out. The one thing I'm a little bit concerned by is that there's no shield battery on the low ground. So I feel like ReBellioN is cutting some corners here. Is cutting corners. That's a lot of Dragoons. Range almost done. Gunner, can he break this again? There's no overcharge. There is no shield battery. Gunner pushing it, but he's pushing into a concave, into Immortals. The force fields are brutal. We lock down the army. Gunner, he gets split in half. ReBellioN, he's fine. Even without the shield battery, he's still fine. The power of the force fields. Zealots trickle in. We're down to 3 Dragoons left. Just the 3. ReBellioN once again can force this all the way back. More reinforcements rallying in. Gunner expanding behind this, is attempting to transition. Is attempting. But last ReBellioN should be secure. And he will soon be able to move out. ReBellioN, he has... Oh, no, never mind. He has scouted the proxy. He is aware. And given a little bit more time, he will soon be able to break out and lay siege upon this proxy location. He's now up to 3 Immortals. War Prism. Still is risky moving out, but with 3 Immortals, he should be feeling confident. Sentry's going to be pulled away. Shields triggered on the 1 Immortal for now. On the second. But again, there's still 3 Immortals. Gunner is being forced back. ReBellioN, he's now made his way towards the production, and he can just depower every single gateway. And the gateways are depowered. And now he can commit to the fight. Force wheels, they catch out to all those Dragoons. And is there any production back at home? There is. Oh, there's 1 gate. There's 1 gateway back at home. Just the 1. Not like this. Nice target firing here at ReBellioN. Does target down as many Dragoons as possible. There's 4 left. Waddling away. Oof. And back at home, ReBellioN is on 2-base saturation. Fully saturated. Blink is on the horizon as well. To have more mobility. 3rd expansion. Aye. 3rd Nexus on the way. ReBellioN doesn't even need it, but I mean, why not? He's ahead, may as well just get further ahead. Getting another expansion. We do have Gunner going for a scout across the map. Fun fact, I have actually not seen a scout in this mod yet. Like, we've been casting this for a couple of months at this point, and I don't think I've ever seen a Protoss player make a scout. So, let's go. I mean, we're not there yet. It's almost spawned in. Give us a little bit more time, Adepts. Take it into the main. And probes being one-shot with 2 Adepts. Scout has arrived, more known for its anti-air more than anything. So, don't think it can help too much, but, you know, we have it. It's not a bad model. I would imagine, are there scouts in co-op? Or, actually. Or is this custom made? I wonder. Are there scouts in co-op? Question mark? Or is this like part Phoenix, part something else? Like, Scout goes down. And GG gets caught. With the death of the Scout, ReBellioN will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the quarterfinals. GG. I remember before co-op was a thing back in Heart of the Swarm, shout out to anyone that remembers Starbow. Starbow was similar to this, but very different. Starbow was kind of like a hybrid version of SC2 and Brood War, where instead of 6 races, it was 3 races, and it would just take elements from SC2 and Brood War and meld them all together. And I remember for Starbow, they had to do that because this is before co-op. This is back in Heart of the Swarm, where the creators of the mod had to create their own units by like Frankensteining existing units. I remember the Dragoon that was made for Starbow was actually partly made by the legs of the Immortal. Like, it used the Immortal legs instead as to create that model of the Dragoon. I remember that, for example. And there were some other examples as well of how they made like Valkyries and stuff like that, by like, you know, taking some existing SC2 models apart and like just gluing them together. Regardless, GG, well played. Congratulations here to ReBellioN for taking the series at 2-0. My condolences to Gunner, but there was a lot of potential with this initial build. If you remember, it took ReBellioN a very long time to realize it wasn't all in, and Gunner was gaining ground. You could argue that maybe we had some mistargeting, or the prioritization of going for the shield batteries at times was maybe a little bit misplaced, and we did miss some volleys on units, did miss volleys on stalkers, and alas, the supply block was also a brutal moment as well. But regardless, GG, well played. Gunner may have gone down, but did put on a good show. And a shout out to Gunner. I do see Gunner in the chat. Well played. Well played, Pappy. Well played. GG. GG, well played. With that, ReBellioN does advance on into the next round, and we have some catching up to do. We have some catching up to do. As we switch our scenes over and have a look at the bracket.